Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jan Fran. I'm going to be guiding you on this journey to discover who is going to take home 5 very special awards. They are, of course, the inaugural Sydney Awards. Before we do, though, we do have a few important segments to get through. We've got an introduction by Gabrielle Metcalfe, who is the CEO of the Committee for Sydney. We have a beautiful welcome to country for you as well. And we have an address from Brian Tyson, who is the managing partner of Newgate Communications. They are, of course, the program's major partner. We're then going to announce our winners, and we're going to close with an address from the New South Wales Premier, Gladys Berejiklian. So let's get straight into it. We've got an action-packed program ahead. Let's do it.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sydney Awards. I'm Gabrielle Metcalfe, CEO of the Committee for Sydney. I'm making these remarks from Gadigal land, so let me begin by paying my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Friends, we are in the middle of a hard time right now in Sydney and everywhere. There has not been a global crisis like this that has swept up every part of the world, probably since World War II. We are in the middle of it and we don't know how it's going to end. But while this is still going on, while we're fighting our way out of the pandemic, we think it's important that we lift our heads up, look around, take a breath, and remember how much there is that is working and that is healthy here in Sydney, how much there is to be grateful for about Sydney. This is not to ignore the problems, but to put them in context. So it is in that spirit that we are moving forward with the inaugural Sydney Awards. In spite of the lockdown, even though I wish this were in person, but it is still a celebration of life here, because maybe we need this now more than ever. There's a simple idea at the core of these awards, which is that what makes Sydney special is not just the physical beauty or the economic power, but the people. Sydney is one of the world's great examples of successful multiculturalism. It has found a way to bring people from all over the world and have everyone get along. It is providing opportunities that would not have existed in the places people started out. I am, of course, one of those people. I have benefited personally from the openness to the world that is such a defining feature of Sydney's culture. I am so grateful for how good Sydney has been to me and to my family. So it is a real honor for me to be part of this celebration of a few of the people who make Sydney what it is. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for staying with us online and engaging. I do think there is a light at the end of this tunnel. So I'll look forward to connecting in person as soon as we can. Let me thank our sponsors for supporting us. Without you, this would not be possible. Our major partner is Newgate Communications. Your involvement from concept to realization has been invaluable. To our category sponsors, Investment New South Wales, DXC Technology, MIRVAC Design, and Coles, we are so pleased you've joined us on this journey. It is now my pleasure to introduce Yvonne Weldon, Chair of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council. Thank you.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, sisters and brothers. My name is Yvonne Weldon. I am a Wiradjuri woman from Cowra, here in New South Wales. I'm from the waters of the Clare, which later became known as the Lachlan, and of the Murrumbidgee rivers. I would like to pay my respects to all elders past and present, to you and all the nations and clans country you are on. I am the elected chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, who are the culture authority under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act for the land that I am on. I am on the lands of the Eora Nation. The boundaries of our traditional owners are not defined by the hand, by the pen, but through the natural landscapes of the earth. The Eora Nation's country covers the Hawkesbury River in the north, the Nepean in the west, and the Georges River in the south. My people have practiced our traditions for thousands of years and endless generations. One tradition that is shared in various forms across Australia is a welcome to country. It is more than just words. It is a spiritual process for honouring the ancestors' footsteps we are all walking in, continuing the practice of the generations before us to the many generations to come. My people have been a part of this land for more than 60,000 years. We are the oldest living culture of the world. And on behalf of the Macgregor Local Aboriginal Land Council, the elders and the members, I welcome everyone to the land of the Gadigal. I acknowledge the Gadigal people and the peoples of lands that you're on today, whose spirits and ancestors will always remain with this land, our Mother Earth. The First Nations of this continent are the most resilient, unique and sustainable people on the planet. For my people to survive for as long as we have, it's been through a continual practice of respect, collaboration, understanding and a willingness to come together. There are many Aboriginal warriors that have crossed this land before all of us, creating pathways before there were any. And to give respect and honour, would you all please pause for a moment to remember the many sacrifices that have been made along the way, the ones we will continue to make, and those we shouldn't have to. The Sydney Awards are about acknowledging you and the commitment you have given to everyone in this beautiful city. You are already winners, with or without the award, because you are making Sydney so much more for all of us. No matter what walks of life we all come from, we all need to support each other, bringing out hidden heartaches to share and bringing us all as strength together. The road travelled alone is the longest, hardest road there is. I will join you and you can join me. The greatest gift you can ever give someone is your time. And in these times of this pandemic, don't let the social distance make us socially absent. We need to maintain physical distancing and not creating barriers to our social connections, whether it's through your work, your family, your city, or your networks, creating an inclusion, an acceptance, and a resilience. All of us together can bring about positive changes to multiple generations. We are in this together. Last year, the NAIDOC theme was and always will be. And this year's NAIDOC theme was Hill Country. So whether you think about the land, our culture, our history, or the devastating impacts of past or current times, or the resilience of my people, we need to look after country and help it heal, just as we need to look after each other and heal together. So let us all draw upon my people's spirits as we continue on our journey. May my people's spirits walk with you and guide you as we strive forward for us all. Again, on behalf of the Macgregor Local Aboriginal Land Council, welcome to Gadigal land. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Yvonne, and hello to everyone tuning in today. This is a truly auspicious occasion, the inaugural Sydney Awards. For those who don't know me, I'm Brian Tyson. I'm the Managing Partner of Newgate and on the board of the Committee for Sydney. We are very excited and proud to be involved as a major sponsor for this program. There are no other awards like it. Awards that acknowledge the achievement, innovation, commitment and passion of our greatest Sydney-siders. I think it's long overdue as an opportunity to recognise our business, cultural and community leaders whose efforts are integral to making this city one of the great cities in the world. As we face the complexities of a global pandemic, we need to stay positive, and to do that, we need to be inspired. That's why the timing of this year's awards is even more meaningful. I have to say, as a member of the judging panel, I can tell you the quality of the field was extraordinary. It was no easy task to select the winners. Every nominee has achieved amazing things that lift up the entire city. These awards will remind us why this city continues to be a home to brave, energetic, inventive people who change the world for the better. So at Newgate, we're proud to partner with the Committee for Sydney. In fact, we shared a long history. The committee is very much part of our company's heritage. We were involved at the outset when the committee was first formed in the late 1990s. Today we can say, without contradiction, that the Committee for Sydney is a world-class think tank that promotes economic and cultural ideas in the public interest. There is no doubt it is one of the most influential organisations that gives the corporate sector a voice in policy making and agenda setting. So a bit about us. For those who don't know Newgate, we're a full-service strategic communications consultancy that works at the intersection of government, business and media. From city-shaping projects like Sydney Metro to marketplace such as the Square Afterpay deal, corporate reputation management, game-changing initiatives like the Clontarf Foundation that supports Indigenous kids. A critical distinction in our approach is that we work across public affairs, financial, corporate comms, market research, community engagement and digital expertise. Our team of 100 people in Newgate, Australia is part of SEC Newgate, a global group of more than 600 that operates out of all the major geopolitical capitals around the world. As a group, we are finding strategic advice to governments and corporates has never been more valued. Of course, we have many clients dealing with COVID-related issues, but it's also about managing risk and reputation and the rapidly evolving space around ESG. A major piece of research we're currently undertaking is focused on this area. We're set to go through our business globally into market in 10 countries assessing the impact of ESG in corporate and government spheres. We hope to launch this before the Glasgow COP26 conference in November. And of course, we'll share that with the committee. Finally, if you will allow me this indulgence, today's a really exciting time for us. We are formally refreshing our brand to become known as SEC Newgate Australia. This event is our first chance to unveil our new look to reflect the ambitions of the global group. It's no accident we chose the committee to do this. It's simply a reflection of how important this audience is to us as clients, as friends, as partners. By the end of 2021, our entire global group spanning 5 continents and 13 countries will work as SEC Newgate. For our clients, it'll be business as usual, but with an enhanced global offering and a larger global team. On that note, many of us will be looking forward to the day that Sydney opens to the world again. I'm an optimist. I always think the glass is half full, so I see a lot of positives in the challenges we face. As tough as it's been, Sydney has demonstrated its spirit by literally rolling up our sleeves and getting jabbed at the fastest rate in the world. So well done to the committee, well done to all our inspiring winners. Let's make a bit of history today as we inaugurate these awards, and let's look to the future and better days ahead. Later, we'll be hearing from the Premier, so stay with us. There's much more to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you to the SEC Newgate Australia team. Now, we're getting closer to award time. I really can't wait to share the winners with you. When the committee called and asked me to do this, to introduce a brand new awards program that is, about celebrating this wonderful city that we live in and all of the special people inside of it, I found it a little bit hard to resist because while, I wasn't born in Australia, I've called the city of Sydney home for the last 32 years of my life. I've lived in different parts of the city, and even when I leave Sydney to live and work and travel overseas, I always end up coming back to this city. It is home for me. Today, we're going to announce the first ever Sydney Awards with the support of our major partner, SEC Newgate Australia. The Global Sydney Champion is sponsored by Investment New South Wales. The award for Western Sydney Champion is supported by DXC Technology. The award for City Visionary is sponsored by MIRVAC Design, and the Emerging Leader and Unsung Hero is sponsored by Coles. The 5 categories have been judged by our eminent panel of 6 judges: Anne Sherry, Mike Baird, Wesley Enoch, Cameron Adams, Brian Tyson, and last but certainly not least, we have Sara Mansour. The first presentation today Here we go, is the Global Sydney Award. It is proudly supported by Investment New South Wales. Now, this is a category that celebrates significant contribution to elevating Sydney's position as a leading world city and boosting its global competitiveness. This year, the judging panel actually chose 2 winners for the Global Sydney Award. So we will be presenting an award for cultural achievement, and we'll also be presenting an award for business achievement as well. Now, why is that the case? Well, the judges recognised that global cities are centres of new ideas and innovation in business, in economics, in culture, in politics. They're multifaceted, they're complex, they have closely linked ecosystems that shape our future. So the winners selected have both made significant contributions to our city by increasing our international connectivity and by challenging us and by embracing the new and encouraging us to look further and to do better.
We know that New South Wales is the best place in the world to do business. Investment New South Wales is about making sure the rest of the nation and the world not only knows that, but more importantly, acts on it. We have a powerful mandate to cement the state's position as the most desirable place in the world to visit, invest, and do business. As the world recovers from COVID, there's an immense opportunity for businesses to grow across the Asia Pacific, and we are primed to facilitate this and to take their offering to the world. Investment New South Wales is proud to support the Sydney Awards and the inaugural Global Sydney Award, celebrating those who are putting Sydney front and centre on the world stage.
Okay, the inaugural Global Sydney Award goes to Liz Ann Macgregor. Liz is the director of the Museum of Contemporary Art.
I am deeply honoured to have been given this award by my peers, to actually recognise the role of the MCA as a business, as a major force in this city, as something that will help the city continue to thrive and be seen as a true global player. That's what really matters to me. When I came here, I realised there was an extraordinary range and diversity of work. And I wanted to make sure that that was shown both within the museum as contemporary art, but also internationally. John Marngel's bark painting is the first to enter a major international museum of modern art, which means that contemporary Indigenous Australian art is now regarded as contemporary art. For me, is a great thrill. I like to think that what I've done is to re-engage the audience with art, that people are no longer frightened or think that the MCA is not for them. Art is for everyone, regardless of background, regardless of ability, regardless of postcode. We've gone from less than 100,000 visitors a year to over 1 million, and that makes the MCA the most visited contemporary art museum in the world. What I found here was a great curiosity about art. People weren't dismissive, and nor were they cynical in the way that the Brits could be. Australians have always wanted to connect with the world. We've never been an insular nation. The fact that my 22 years here are being acknowledged by the people of this city is incredibly important. I was quite bowled over, to be honest with you.
Congratulations to you, Liz Ann. A very well-deserved accolade. Sydney's certainly going to miss you, but the legacy that you've created is going to inspire our community and visitors for generations to come. All right, the second Global Sydney Award, remember we do have 2. The second one goes to Mike Cannon-Brookes and Scott Farquhar, co-founders of Atlassian.
Hi everyone, Scott and I are honoured to receive this year's Global Sydney Award. Sydney is where we started our business, where we built our dream, and where we both continue to call home. We're proud that we built Atlassian here from the ground up over the last almost 20 years. When we started Atlassian, there wasn't much of a local tech industry in Australia, But today, we have a thriving tech industry. We have impressive startups, large tech companies doing great things, venture capital firms, individual investors, and we have a lot of really smart people in Sydney. What we've always been missing is a home. We believe Sydney has the potential to be one of the world's leading technology cities. We want to create jobs, ideas, and innovation right here. Our vision is to build a technology precinct in Sydney that attracts the best talent and opportunity for future generations. Tech Central will become home to thousands of workers and create hundreds of Aussie-grown tech companies. The future is incredibly bright in the Australian tech sector. We are the third biggest contributor to Australia's GDP, and we employ over 850,000 Aussies every year. Right now, there are more software engineers and developers in Australia than hairdressers or plumbers. Our local tech industry is on an incredibly strong growth trajectory, and Scott and I are passionate about putting our shoulder behind it to create more jobs and continue to invest in Sydney's future. Thank you again for this year's award, and hope to see you soon.
Congratulations to both Mike and Scott. It's such a great story that you both have, from bankrolling a startup with credit cards to leading a global company that really will anchor Sydney's newest tech precinct. Congratulations again. And now to the second category. It is the Western Sydney Champion. It is proudly supported by DXC Technology. And this is a category that celebrates a significant contribution to Sydney's engine room, Western Sydney. So this is a region, and I'm from there. I love it. And what a lot of people don't know is that it's one of the fastest growing and most diverse regions in our state. It really is the geographic centre of Greater Sydney. It's also one of the largest economies, not just in the state of New South Wales, but in Australia. It's historically important and without a doubt will play a critical role in Sydney's future. It's a place that's increasingly connected. Think metro, think airport, think WestConnex, and so much more. But Western Sydney is not just about jobs or skills or economic growth. Ultimately, it really is about the people. And, you know, times can be tough. We've talked about that. It's something that we've all seen recently. At the heart of it, though, is the tremendous optimism that the people of Western Sydney bring, and the hard work that really does bring that optimism to life. That's our next award.
Every day, we deliver excellence for our customers and colleagues. We use the power of technology to deliver mission-critical IT services that move the world. Our customers entrust us to deliver what matters most. We are DXC.
Hi all, on behalf of DXC Technology, I wanted to say how honoured we are to be supporting the inaugural Sydney Awards and helping develop local talent across Western Sydney. For many of us affected by the current lockdowns, now more than ever, it is important that we celebrate the contribution of individuals in our community. Our heartiest congratulations to all award nominees and, of course, our Western Sydney champion for 2021. Stay safe.
All right, the 2021 Western Sydney champion is Usman Iftikhar, the CEO of Catalyser.
I'm Usman Iftikhar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Catalyser. The reason why I started Catalyser was due to my own sort of personal journey. I came to Australia in 2013, did a master's in engineering management, but after studying here and applying for hundreds of jobs, I wasn't successful in gaining meaningful employment. So I was doing a lot of casual work, like working at BP and 7-Eleven and so on. So I thought, why not start my own business? One of the key things that happened was just getting this sort of golden insight to try and solve a problem that I've personally faced. Well, I'm a migrant, I'm in this program, I'm trying to start a business, so wouldn't it be amazing if we had an incubator like this, but particularly focused on migrants and refugees? What's amazing about Western Sydney is that it is a melting pot of so many different cultures and peoples. And so when we think about entrepreneurship and I think about startups, being in Western Sydney gives you that unique opportunity, not only to work with people from different backgrounds, but also to try to tackle problems a bit differently. There's so many amazing people that are in Western Sydney that are doing fantastic work. So I'm just grateful to be chosen for this. And I'm really stoked and privileged to be winning this Western Sydney Champion Award. And thank you to Committee of Sydney. This is something that was completely unexpected and really grateful for your support on this. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Usman. You really are an extraordinary man. You're a champion in the best sense. You've been creating opportunities for others for so many years. You've been very generous with your time and with your knowledge. I know this. We've done some stories together, and it really is a passion that you've brought to life over these years. So congratulations to you on your award. All right, we have 3 more categories to announce, so let's keep going and find out who will win this year's lineup of Sydney Award winners. All right, our next category is City Visionary. It is proudly sponsored by MIRVAC Design. Now, this is a category that celebrates impact on the evolution of Sydney's physical environment. Our physical environment influences so much of how we live, how we work, how we relax, and really it can help and hinder the connections that we make. It can help and hinder the sharing of ideas, the cohesiveness of communities. It can help or hinder our health and our progress as a society. So it's incredibly important. Now we know that the pandemic has highlighted even further the role and the value of urban space. And the world outside. So how do we restart economies safely while complying with the need for social distancing? How do we address the environmental inequalities linked to poor health outcomes in lower income neighbourhoods? These are questions that perhaps our future city visionaries will be able to answer for us. They're very, very key questions that right across the globe, architects and social engineers are taking entirely unique approaches to redefine how cities function. So today we're going to recognise the vision of one person who's really championed city planning and development to make the lived environment more sustainable, resilient and inclusive. Their vision over the years has really given us a taste of what the world could look like tomorrow. It's helped to stimulate others to think about the long-term implications of urban life and public space. They drove a dialogue and enthused others to do better.
At MIRVAC Design, we believe in the power of ideas. Ideas that inspire people and contribute positively to life. Ideas that redefine our physical environment. We are driven by a passion to enrich people's lives. We look to the future and celebrate creativity that will change our cities for the better.
All right, the 2021 City Visionary Award goes to Romilly Madew, the CEO of Infrastructure Australia.
Even though I'm being given this great award as City Visionary, I didn't do it alone. I did it with many, many people. It highlights the importance of the work that I've done in sustainability and resilience and the importance of taking on board thinking about our community and how we can build livable cities. When I started at the Green Building Council and briefing property and construction companies on the importance of sustainability and Green Star, it was like one roadblock after another. There was no interest and I was literally called, oh, you're that green girl. Going from being really passionate about sustainability and going, I don't understand why you just don't get this, to speaking to them in a language that they understood and taking them on a journey. So what my role was to support a team who created a rating tool called Green Star, a benchmark to how that building should be designed with sustainability in mind. Australia then subsequently became the leaders under a number of global metrics for the amount of buildings that were sustainability rated. I'm also very passionate about our First Nations history and incorporating that into work we do in the built environment. We can learn so much from those cultures and the lands that we're on. I'm passionate about giving back to the community, and I do that through surf lifesaving. I'm passionate about gender equality. I'm really passionate about women in sport and ensuring that our elite female athletes have the same pathways as our male athletes. When I first started, I was one of few women in property and construction, and now there are some fantastic, amazing leaders around Australia in property and construction. There is great opportunities for women in our sector to make our communities sustainable and resilient.
Romilly, congratulations. If the definition of visionary is having unusual foresight and imagination, you are it. Your passion for sustainable development that started way before people got serious about the triple bottom line has had a huge impact on Sydney. Thank you so much for helping us to create a healthier and more sustainable city, and congrats again. All right, now to our second last category, 2 more left. Here we are. Second last is emerging leader. Now this category, it does require a little bit of an explanation, as you expect. It celebrates an up-and-coming Sydney leader. At different times, you know, we require very different perspectives. Our emerging leaders are very vital in their contributions to the city of Sydney. They challenge us to think differently. They tell our stories in unique ways. They can see the past and somehow the future as well through a lens of opportunity and not regret. So they're always looking for an opportunity to shape the world and to create something meaningful, something that is better for us all. And you can see that the changes that are occurring today, they will be their inheritance, and they are determined to be part of a conversation, high-performing, influential, and involved. All right, the 2021 emerging leader is Emily McDaniel, curator, writer, and educator.
I think of myself predominantly as a storyteller. I wanted people to know what it feels like to walk country, the edges of the harbour, the way the water moves, the way the wind activates the city. It's about you introducing yourself to country so that it can introduce itself back to you. My name is Emily McDaniel. I'm a Wiradjuri woman from the Kalari clan. I am a curator, a writer, and an educator, or more broadly, a storyteller. I first began working with the City of Sydney in 2018, and I was brought on board to start to lay down the foundations and the curation of a harbour walk. Country is a web of stories, of language, and we can learn so much from that. And that's really what Yananarala is. For me, when I see Sydney, I think of a place with an ancient memory. And as you walk the harbour walk, you start to understand more about that place and yourself in the same moment. I have a deep love for Sydney, and I've often spent time thinking why I didn't move internationally, why I didn't travel. I think one of those reasons is I'm just too in love with Sydney. By me being represented in this award, it's also a recognition of the leaders who inspire me, who have mentored me and supported me. It's an absolute honour to accept the award for Emerging Leader.
Emily, congratulations. You have such an amazing body of work, and this is really only the beginning. We look forward to the many stories that you will tell and the important conversations that this work will no doubt inspire. And also, congratulations on your appointment as Director of First Nations at the Powerhouse. All right, our final category in the 2021 Sydney Awards is Unsung Hero. This is a category that's proudly sponsored by Coles. Unsung heroes are the people, the teams and organisations that, you know, might not be very visible, but they go over and above the everyday. They live and they breathe their values. They're exceptional in their selflessness. And they're the ones that we can't do without. They might work in the background where, you might not see them, but the wheels would grind to a halt without their day-to-day contribution. They're real heroes. They're brave, they're unassuming, they're caring, and they see the value in our collective success, and they battle inequality and injustice and insecurity. So they really are the special people who are, at the foundation of our inclusive and our vibrant and diverse society.
Hi everyone, Coles is so proud to be sponsoring the Unsung Hero category of the 2021 Sydney Awards. Heroes don't need to wear capes. Right now, across Sydney, they're wearing hospital scrubs, emergency services uniforms, a smart casual suit, and in our case at Coles, the red polo shirt. We're sponsoring this award because we see these unsung heroes every day across our own teams. And personally, I'd like to thank the thousands of Coles team members who go to work each and every day to keep our stores safe and Sydney-siders fed. This award is shining a light on the selfless efforts of everyday Australians who do incredible things. Thank you for making our city a better place.
Well, this year's Unsung Hero is Maha Abdo, the founder and CEO of the Muslim Women's Association.
When I reflect on, the past 35 years, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of excitement, and there's a lot of achievements. I translate fear into hope, but it's taken years to do that. When I was younger, it was hard. It used to cripple me, literally. At times, I was very directly told that I should be taking my hijab off because that's a sign of oppression of women.
You have beautiful faces, but it still comes back to a national security issue.
But really, I'm okay. Have you asked me how it feels? So we started off delivering services and providing support to Muslim women of all ethnic backgrounds. And then we grew into now providing services to migrant communities and refugee communities all the way from Sydney, City of Sydney, all the way out to southwestern Sydney. Our mission is very much about engaging and advocating at all levels on the important issues impacting women. In the beginning, it was very hard working in the space of domestic violence and family violence. And right now I see the shift is so real. The voices of those that have never been heard are now part of the decision making and the policy improvement. This award is more than just an acknowledgement. It is a realisation that women, and especially Muslim women, can and are doing their part as part of the mosaic of Australia, as part of the mosaic of Sydney.
Maha, congratulations to you. It really does take a special kind of person to do what you do. And no doubt you've touched so many lives during your time at the helm of the Muslim Women's Association. So thank you for always leading from the heart and for showing us what we can achieve when we do just that. And that is the final category in the inaugural Sydney Awards. What a wonderful group of very inspirational, hardworking individuals who are not just shaping this city that we live in, but also supporting its people. It's been said that to remain relevant and competitive in this post-pandemic world, global cities will have to deepen their focus on, creating public value. That is value centred on the common good across all sectors and segments of society. And you can see that our cohort of winners, our city leaders, with their very diverse contributions, they've all certainly made a difference for today and also for tomorrow as well. So we thank you and congratulations to all of you. To close the ceremony, the Premier just wanted to share her words of congratulations and also some thoughts about Sydney and New South Wales. So take it away, Premier.
It's an honour to speak at the inaugural Sydney Awards ceremony, recognising the people and organisations who are reshaping Sydney and celebrating what makes Sydney so special. These awards were conceived and established during the COVID pandemic and illustrate the Committee for Sydney's continued advocacy for our great city. Most of all, I congratulate the winners from the business world to community organisations drawn from all walks of life, but with a common vision to make Sydney the very best it can be. The New South Wales Government shares this vision. We see Sydney as a city of limitless potential, a city unparalleled anywhere in the world. There is already no better place to live, work, visit or invest. But we have even bigger ambitions for this city and its people. That's why we're building the jobs and communities of the future in which our citizens can thrive for generations to come. We're promoting Sydney as a global investment destination and the world is knocking on our door to be part of the action. I know it's been such a challenging time for Sydney and New South Wales, for our businesses and communities, but I also know we will come through this and grow back stronger and better. Whilst we are going through these very difficult and challenging times, because of the resilience and ingenuity of our people, an exciting future beckons us all. Again, I congratulate this year's award winners and thank you for your contribution to Sydney's success.
Thank you, Premier, and thank you, our audience, for joining us for the inaugural Sydney Awards. I would just like to say congratulations again to our winners, Lizanne Macgregor, Mike Cannon-Brookes and Scott Farquhar, Usman Iftikhar, Romilly Madew, Emily McDaniel and Maha Abdo. Your awards are so extremely well deserved. We also do just want to thank our sponsors. Of course, without you, none of this would have been possible. Our major partner, SEC Newgate Australia, and of course, our category sponsors. They are Investment New South Wales, MIRVAC Design, DXC Technology, and Coles. Your support is very much appreciated. We look forward as well to partnering with you in the near future and celebrating again our next group of Sydney's champions. Hopefully we can do that in person next year, fingers crossed. I will endeavour to see you there. I hope I do. My name is Jan Fran. It really has been a pleasure to share this special occasion with you from my home with my cat and my Ugg boots. Stay safe, all of you, and hopefully see you next year.